Reading actively is just the beginning, however. It's good to be asking questions, but in order to read most effectively, you don't only read active. At the same time, you must also read with purpose. And by this, I mean that at any time when you're reading a journal article, you should be able to answer the question, why am I reading this? You might have any number of purposes, and those purposes will drive the particular strategies that you use for your reading. For example, you might be reading a journal article to understand a background to a particular topic. You might be reading it to get a sense of trends across time. You might be reading it to get a sense of style, of how authors link ideas together. You might be reading it because you want to see what kinds of methodologies are being used. But whatever your purpose, you need to be very clear about what that purpose is. Now, as an example of how we read with purpose, I thought I could share with you some reading that I've been doing around a paper I'm writing at the moment on whiteness and philanthropy. And so, for example, I've been reading some of Aileen Moreton Robinson's fantastic work on the white possessive. Now, that work is quite dense and difficult to read, and so I thought to help me read that, I would go back and find an earlier paper of hers. And by using that earlier paper, I would try to understand the current work. So I could say that my purpose in reading her earlier paper from 2015 is to understand the formation of the theory of the white possessive. Now, the reason that I want to understand the theory of the white possessive is precisely because then I want to use it to enrich my own analysis. So I have a very clear purpose that I am going to read the paper for, and at the same time, what I have is a series of questions I want to ask then. I want to ask, how did this theory evolve? I want to see, does she have any definitions in the early material that might help me with my understanding of the later stuff? I also want to try and see how she might have used other theories to arrive at this particular one. That's part of that evolution. So now I'm reading with purpose and with a clear set of questions. And by doing this, I can approach the text with a clear idea of what I want to achieve, and I will have a much better idea about using the text effectively.